Hey bosses, hey, welcome back to another Boss Production Studio. Today is going to be a whammer. Today is going to be a doozy. Today is going to be spectacular. When I tell you, it's going to be, this is a week-long video. All right? Let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I just so happen to get not one, not two, not two, but three try orders. Actually, it's the anime, the Scarface, the Steelers, and my four tray orders in a week's time. In less than a week's time, within 3 days. Within 3 days, and two came on first in one day. When I said I was ecstatic, that means my business is growing. People noticing me. Yes. 5 stars for DaBawseKreationz. Toot, toot, toot. So, this week's video, I'm not even going to say today's video because it's not even a day, it's a week. So, this week's video is going to be all about rolling trays. Can I get a hoot hoot? Rolling trays. Yeah, if y'all know, and if y'all been here before, y'all know y'all been here before. I partake in the 420 celebration. A dabble air here and there every once in a blue moon. So I do sell 420 type items, rolling trays, ashtrays, stash jars, dupe tubes, even customized lighters. I do it. I let y'all know it. I let y'all see it. I let y'all buy it. So I also do t-shirts. So y'all check out the High Life collection on DaBawseKreationz.com. I'll make sure I leave that little ink link down in the description box, But so like I said, this is going to be all about rolling trays, on how I accomplished my rolling trays. Now, this was one of the first ones that we got, first orders we got on the site. It was for the anime, one of our anime rolling trays. I think we have like 3 or 4 different anime rolling trays on the site, but this one was from Maju. I'm not if I'm pronouncing his name right. This I didn't give you guys the whole behind the scenes sort of how I accomplish these things. Okay, with the lids, sometimes I spray paint my lids for my jars, sometimes I don't. For this particular one I did because I thought it would have looked better with that blue background. When it comes up to my Steeler tray, you're going to see that I did not spray paint that lid because I thought that clear offset with that design on that one, so you're gonna see that. But you will see me do all the spray painting and stuff after this, so you guys can see how I spray paint. I don't spray paint inside the house, I take it outside, and I do have help my oldest son help me out with the recording part of it, so you guys can see all of that. But right now I'm showing you how I do my lighters. Just take it. I don't seal the lighters because lighters do have flame. Lighters are flammable, and I'm not gonna put epoxy on it because I don't want it to blow up in somebody's hand or whatever. Sometimes I do use a clear packing tape for a sealant, but most times I just add my add the picture label to it and call it a day, because what's gonna happen to the lighter? So my dupe tube, you always wipe off your surfaces with alcohol, and I do have a little alcohol on the corner of that rag. I'm so sorry this was out of shot, but here you go, in shot. Just wrap it around it, line it up nice and good, and this is what we call our 6-piece set, because it has the tray, the ashtray, the jar, the dupe tube, the scoop card, and a lighter. So that is my 6-piece set. I do use amazing clear cast resin. and it's a 2-part resin, and it's 2 equal parts. So it's 1 part A and 1 part B, equal amounts in both. I've been doing this for a little while now, so most of the times I just eyeball it. You guys can get a scale and measure it out with your ounces and whatnot. I just eyeball it sometimes when I have to do a bigger amount, like you'll see in the next clip for the other set of trays. I do use a little, like almost like a medicine cup. Like it's not a medicine cup, but it's similar to a medicine cup, and I get that from the Dollar Tree or the $1.25 tree, because it's no longer a dollar anymore. It's $1.25. So I get that from there to measure out my bigger portions. I do have an epoxy measuring cup, which is silicone and whatnot. So what I was just telling you guys is I mix for 3 minutes, let it sit for another 3 minutes so the bubbles can come out and evaporate. And now we're going to start epoxying. I always start off with my smaller projects first. So I do the jar first, the jar lid first, since that is the least amount of epoxy that I am going to need. And then I go on to the ashtray, because that's going to be also the second least amount of epoxy that I'm going to need. Even though I am epoxying it around inside and out, because I did spray paint this inside and out, because it was a black ashtray at first, and I get my ashtrays from Walmart. It still take less than the tray, because the tray is going to get a nice thick coat on the bottom, and I have to make sure it goes around the edges on the top. So that is what we're doing now. After we have gotten everything situated and evenly coated all around, we're going to get our heat gun, and we are going to heat out all the bubbles, so we have a clear casting coating once everything has been dried. Now, a tip for you guys that are coming into the epoxy and resin world. When you're using this heavy epoxy, which is the mixing epoxy, make sure you are wearing a face mask so you're not inhaling the fumes. Make sure you are wearing gloves so you are not getting it on your skin. It is toxic when not dry. It is FDA approved, so once it has been 100% fully cured, which is 24 to 48 hours, when it is fully cured, you can eat off of it, drink out of it, and all that good stuff. But while it is still wet, you cannot get it on your skin, and you do not want to inhale it. It is toxic when wet. Once it's dry, it is 100% safe, but in its wet state, it is toxic. Okay, back to the video. Now we're going to go ahead and package this up. Like I said, this was the first order that I got, so I just went ahead and got this done out the way. The day that I was packing up this order is the night that I got those other 2 orders. So this was a 2-day process. We started it on yesterday, and now this is the afternoon of the following day. It has been about 36-hour drying time. So this is me after my CNA job. I don't have to go to Sephora today, so we're just going to package up this order. I always tell you while I'm doing my videos, branding is key. You guys want to brand your products. Put your branding. If y'all want to put a logo sticker on everything you send out of here, put a logo sticker on everything you send out. People do tend to forget where they get their products from. So I use the labeling logos on all my products. It is going to be very hard for somebody to take this off. Now they can put something over it, but they can't take nothing. They can't peel it off. It's going to look all tacky and scratchy and all that good stuff. So make sure y'all label up y'all stuff, bro. Label it up so people know where they're buying it from. Remember where they're buying it from. When somebody asks, ooh, where you got your rolling tray from? I need one. Oh, Look on the back side. You'll see it. Just type that in your Google and you got it, girl, boy, dude, chick, whatever. So we just packing this in on up. Make sure all your labeling. I write a little thank you note on the packaging slip. Appreciate your order. Please use our discount code for your next purchase on your next order and all that good stuff. So we are going to go ahead and send this on out. Thank you stickers all the way around the board. And now we are going to see you on the next day. So for you, it's going to be for a few seconds. For me, it's going to be a whole 24 hours. So I'll see y'all in the next clip. All right, y'all. Good morning. I told you that was going to be quick. Like I said, for y'all, it was a couple seconds. For me, it's a whole brand new day, brand new morning, and we are getting this spray paint started. Look at that marigold yellow, y'all. Look at that. So this is how I spray paint. I don't want it to get on my grass because I have a whole bunch of different color grass. I spray paint it in a shoebox. So once I take it inside the house, I don't get all the spray paint and fumes. My ashtrays. I'm sorry if that sounded like another word. My voice is not right. But for my ashtrays, I always do it side separately. So I'm doing the back outside siding first. And then I came back and went back in and did the inside coating. Didn't know if y'all wanted to see all that, but it's done the same way. Spray paint from a distance, even coat it, and go around even spraying. So now we're inside. It's a few hours later. And now we are going to add our, I want to say labels, because I do use Avery labels for my, as my sticky part for here. It is a solid white. It is not see-through or transparent, and the colors do come out vibrant. So if it ain't broke, why fix it? So I've been, forever since I've started, about 2 years ago, I've been using Avery shipping labels. This is the 8.5 by 11 size for the tray size, but for every other ones else, like the scoop card, the ashtrays and all that good stuff, I use the 5.5 by 8 because most times I'm only doing a 3-piece set, which is just the tray, the scoop card, and the stash jar. But if I'm doing a 5-piece set, which is my other second bestseller, which is a 5-piece set, which is everything except for the lighter, I use two 8.5 by 11s. But if I'm just doing a 3-piece set, I use one 8.5 by 11 for the tray, and then for the other 3 pieces is on a 5.5 by 8, I believe. No, yeah, something like that. But anyways, I'll show you guys the next time I do another tray what exact label sizes I use, or I'll put, you know what? No, never mind. I'll put down the size of the labels that I use in the description box down below. So go check that out. Always read my descriptions because majority of the times I always put the materials that I use, what equipment I use, and what materials I use. Now, the previous clip I told you guys I don't always spray my lids. So this is one of the lids that did not get sprayed. And also sometimes I spray my Scarface lid, sometimes I don't. But these were the 2 trays that I got in that day. Yesterday when I was packing up the order last night. So that's why I'm doing these 2 trays now. I do have another tray that's gonna come up a little later. which will be the Miami Dolphins tray. So right now I'm doing Scarface and the Steelers. Go Steelers. And then we're going to do the Miami Dolphins tray next. But all you see me doing is the same thing I did before. It's just basically I leave one backing of my sticker paper, my Avery Shipping label on, just to make the card a little sturdier. And I always wipe down my tubes and my jar lids and even my ashtrays, like the black ashtray, the Scarface ashtray that did not need to be spray painted because it's a black ashtray and the design is a black and white design. So I could have done the outside in white, but I just leave it black. So I wipe it out with the alcohol to make sure there's no dust or debris. I take off one side of the label, line it up nice, stick that side down, and then I lift up the other side to do the other, get that part to stick. So now since everything is good, everything is down, everything is stuck down on everything. So now we're just gonna go ahead. Every it's gonna be a few minutes before we get to the epoxying part. So now everything is all set. Everything is all good. Now we're gonna get to the epoxying. Now just in case you did not check here when I did it, when I said it earlier, this is a two-part epoxy. When I'm doing a large order like this, when I need a lot of epoxy, I will use a medicine-like cup, which I get from Dollar Tree. There is a pack of 6 or 8, I believe, for $1. And I do two. I do one part each of each one just to make sure I have an even amount out. So we do one full cup each. This should be enough for the 2 trays that I have, but then again, it might not be. But I am not doing the outside part of the black ashtray. I'm only sealing the image on the inside. So my video is sped up 3.5 by 3.5 times. So we're not going to be mixing that fast. You're going to mix for 3 minutes, nice and slow. You're going to let it sit out so your bubbles, you don't have to. I let it sit for another 3 minutes so all those air bubbles that when I mixed all that came when I was mixing, it will all come to the top and it will be easily popped when pouring. I always do my smaller objects first because they take the least amount of epoxy. So I don't get the easy ones out the way first. So since I've got the 2 jars, we got them out the way, and this is the second least amount because I'm only sealing the inside of this ashtray because the outside does not need to be sealed. So we're going to go up inside, make sure everything is leveled nice and sealed out nice and neatly. Okay, now we're going to move on to our tray, Steelers tray. Always go one side first, add a little bit more, and then we go to the other side. And the way I do it is I always make sure that my middle is epoxy all the way through, nice and smooth. And then I'll take that extra epoxy that's settled in the middle and go around the edges. If I need any extra epoxy, that's when I'll grab my cup. But most of the epoxy I'm going to need is already sitting in the middle of the tray from the first 2 pours. Make sure once you have smooth everything out and everything, you let that sit for a while. You are going to get a little air bubbles, so you smooth it out, everything good to go, and then you bust your air bubbles with you can use a lighter, you can use a heat gun. I prefer the heat gun because the lighter, what you gonna do with the lighter? You can use a torch also, but the heat gun goes faster, it's easier, it's more simple. So that's the part A, Amazing Clear Cast. That is the resin that I use. We still have a little to go, so we're now going to use the remaining of our epoxy that we have left, and we're going to go. I left that for last because the spray paint wasn't fully dried on the inside yet. That's why you see me put my hand right on top before I started epoxying, to make sure that it was fully dry, because you don't want to mix the epoxy with the wet paint, because then it's going to run and it's going to get all over the place and everything like that. So we're just going to let it sit on the side and let it dry before we do the epoxy. At least that's how I do. This is the only thing I can tell you is what I do and how I accomplish all my projects. I can't tell you what everybody else does, but this is what has worked for me. So this is what I do. Hasn't hurt, hasn't broken anything. Everything has been good. Everything has worked out perfect. So guys, that's it. All we're gonna do, we're gonna come back and do a heat gun nod every so often and make sure there are no air bubbles, anything get risen to the top. But for now, this is what it looks like, giving you guys a little close-up of how everything turned out and looked. And I am very proud and happy of how this came out. So now I'm going to sit them inside of to the side and let them dry. So now this is the next day, and I woke up to another order. Oh my goodness. This week was one of my proudest weeks ever. Now, the last thing I leave for the last before I start packaging up orders are the scoop cards, because all I have to do is just send them through the laminator, round out the edges with my edge cutter, and then pack it on up. This doesn't need any epoxy or anything. So while the laminator is being heated up, go ahead and attach my jar lids back on. Those are ready to go. I am going to sit there and label out. I ran out of my square labels, so I have to use the round labels. Now it's heated up. We're going to stick our card in, line it up nice and straight, let that go through, grab another piece of lamination, and do the second card. Now you want to save your lamination pieces, because you know it could get expensive sometimes. So I always save, put that to the side, go lock that back up in the box so it doesn't get dusty or anything like that. So I always let my laminations run through the laminator a couple of times before I say, okay, that's good. So now everything is laminated, put that to the side. We're going to clean up the edges. Make sure everything is all nice, copacetic, and looking presentable. And then we're going to go around the corners with the edge so we don't hurt nobody, because the lamination and your straight edge scissors will make it a deadly weapon on those edges. So you always want to curve them out so they're safer when your customers use them. So now all of that is all good. So now we're just going to go through the packing stage. Everything is the same with my packaging. Thank you stickers everywhere throughout. Wrap everything up in my tissue paper, my confetti tissue paper. And then you know my jars always get bubble wrap. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Like I say, thank you stickers. I put thank you stickers on everything, as I am grateful. I am thankful for all orders that I get. So now we're going to do bubble wrap it all up, bubble wrap it all nice, make sure everything is all nice, safe, and secure, and all that good stuff. And then we're going to packaging on up. So if you guys have stuck with me this far through the video, we are 24 minutes going on 25 minutes in. I want to say thank you for sticking with me throughout this video this long. I know this is a kind of lengthy video based off of all the other videos that have come through recently. This is quite of a lengthy video, so I'm really appreciative and thankful that you guys have stuck it through this far. I would like to take this time out to say, if you like what you see so far, like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. I try to post a new video at least once a week, but you know, with the 3 jobs, orders, and having 2 boys and a husband, I try my best to get them out. But sometimes life happens and I miss a week, maybe sometimes 2 weeks. But trust me, there's a video gonna come. There's gonna be a video at some point in time. So just stick it with me. Hit that notification bell just in case I do not post every week. You will be one of the first to be notified when I do upload a new one. And all right, so now we're just taping up the box. Now you know I'm gonna say it. Branding is key, so let them know where that box coming from. Let them know it's coming from you. What business is this? Put your labels on there. Put your logos on there. Put your fragile, if you have something fragile, put your fragile stickers on there. You know, let them know that you took the time out, care, and all that good stuff to make sure that everything was handled and protected, no matter what. Alright, so, alright, y'all, I'm gonna, like I did with the last clip, I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of this with a little ASMR, and I will see you guys on the next clip. It's gonna be a brand new day. It's going to be what? A brand new tray. Alright, y'all. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey, alright y'all, I'm back. And it's a brand new day, so you know what that means. It's a brand new tray. So, we are doing this go around the Miami Dolphins tray, y'all. Look at it. Look at it. Ain't it pretty? Ain't that pretty? Anywho, this tray color today is going to be what? Can you guess it? With some dolphin colors. I could not find a turquoise. If I would have found a turquoise, that would have been popping. So we do it in orange. Orange and turquoise is their colors. So I am not a Florida born and raised. I am Jamaican born and raised. But I have been in Florida since I was 15. I'm not going to tell y'all how old I am now, but just know I've been here a while. So, I don't really root for the Dolphins, but I kind of on the sly root for the Dolphins since I am living in Dolphins territory. But It's a Dolphins thing over here in Florida. Miami Dolphins, the Miami Heat, the Miami Marlins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Come on now, you just know it. But we do it all over here at DaBawseKreationz. Any sports team you like, just hit me up. I got you on whatever product you like. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. So anyways, like we've been doing all video, we're just going to put everything together, round out them edges, attach it on in nice and cool, you know what I mean, and do everything up nice and hot. Now y'all might think this is in the same day. It really ain't. It really not. The same shirt, yes. Not the same day. I'm sorry, y'all, but it's been a busy week. So I just decided to come on. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Y'all, I'm silly. I swear I am. I can be very silly. So now that the tray set is all good and done, I did not take y'all through the whole epoxying scene on this one. Y'all saw that twice already for this video. So we're just going to move it on along to the packaging stage. Right now we're going to do our lamination of our scoop card. I've attached everything else, the dib tube and all that stuff. This one did not have a lighter with it. This is a 5-piece set. So we're just going to add our card to our lamination pouch and send that bad boy through the laminator. And while it's going through the laminator, you know what I always say. Brand your products. Yes, yes, yes. I still haven't made my square label deep as yet, so we're going to stick with these round ones for now. Dolphins tray, I didn't do the spray on the top either. I wanted these things to go out in a nicely fashion. Like I say, I always run my cards through the machine a couple of times before I'm done. I'm going to trim these edges up, and then I'm going to stick it right back through the lamination system again, just in case I had an air bubble or air pocket or whatnot. It gets to go run through one more time. All right, everything is all good. Everything is all set. Round those edges up. Make sure your products are always safe for your clients. So make sure you always round the edges up. Add your product care card, business card. I add my scoop card and my doob tube in here. If I had a lighter, I would add that in here too. Write a little checking products, make sure product quality is good, checking for any defects or anything that I need to clean up or anything. Everything is good. Finish packaging everything up and good. If you have stuck with me this far throughout the video, thank you. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate you. If you like what you've seen so far, please hit that like button, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button so you guys will be notified every time I upload a new video. I appreciate you, and I'm going to leave it at that. I will see you guys in the next one. This has been a very long, productive week. Busy week, and I love every minute of it. Keep me busy, y'all. Y'all just keep me busy, and I love it. All right, y'all. Peace. The rest of it will be ASMR. I appreciate it. Check y'all on the next one. Holla.